Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
It's time for an Amanda Exclusivo.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Amanda Exclusivo. I'm your host, Amanda Geffner, and this is a really good episode today, people. My guest is best known as the strict professional manager of the Tipton Hotel, and now he's traded hotel management for Scrubs. Please welcome the one and only Phill Lewis.
Well,
Hey,
hello.
Phill.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming. I
Of
grew up
course.
watching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Mr. Moseby. I just wanted to start off by thanking you for clearing up what most kids don't know about cars, which is the Prindle.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that was certainly a moment in time which still lives on that, people are looking every time they get into a car, they look for the Prindle. Mm.
Ooh, they look for the Prindle.
That's a good imitation.
Well, you do it the best. I mean,
Well,
I'm
you
trying
know.
here. Well, like I said before, obviously the world knows you as Mr. Moseby. Did you ever imagine that that role would become so iconic?
I don't think I ever imagined, and thank you for saying that it's so iconic.
It is. You should be a
I,
Disney legend. I mean, there's
I
so
there we
many
go.
people getting inducted. You need to.
Oh, you're very kind. Well, thank you very much. You know, it's funny. When the script first came to me, and I read it, I was like, this could be such a fun character to play because he's kind of this, he's authoritative, but he is, he's a little bit, nervous about running the hotel. He wants to make sure everything goes well for his boss, Mr. Tipton. And, what can I infuse into this character? And I grew up going to hotels and resorts with my folks, and I kind of clocked all of the people that worked in these different places. And that was something that I remembered when I started creating the character. So it was so much fun in terms of its kind of longevity. I mean, obviously, social media, fans like you, people really responded to the character because I think even though he was the authoritarian, he was also in some ways a guy that you might want to hang out with at some point. Like he had this kind of strange vulnerable side to him. It was fun to kind of create and keep that going for as many episodes as we did, which were quite a few. I think we did 187 episodes of
My
Zack and
God.
Cody and On Deck. Yeah. And we played in 100 countries around the world. So what was interesting is that in Europe, the show it was delayed. So,
Oh,
yeah, so, when the show had finished airing here, they still had about two more seasons of Sweet Life on Deck that they hadn't seen in Europe. So it kind of extended the life of the series and the life of the character. And then again, like I said, with social media, it just kind of kept going and going and going. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I get recognized quite a bit as Mr. Moseby. So it's, a joy. I really appreciate it.
I'm sure you do. I mean, who wouldn't recognize you? I mean, do people come up to you and say their best Mr. Moseby lines? What's one that fans bring up to you all the time?
Well, people certainly ask about the Prindle, but of course, everyone would like me to say there'll be no running in my lobby. That's the
Yes.
big, that's the kind of catchphrase. So, people will ask me to call them a hooligan or, or are you a twin? Those types of things that get thrown around. But certainly the running in the lobby has kind of stuck, over the years, which is so much fun. And, when we travel, when we go to a hotel, that can be a whole nother thing because it's kind of
Yeah.
bizarre to see someone that people grew up watching actually walking through a hotel. It can be kind of a strange thing for people, but it's fun. It's I guess one of the greatest things is that people did enjoy the character. I'm glad that he wasn't, a villain that people were afraid of, or, I mean, they were afraid of him to a certain extent, but all in fun. So it's nice that people enjoyed the character. So people always come up to me with a smile and want to take a picture and are, happy to see that, Mr. Moseby's still around.
Well, I don't blame them. I mean, I was already honored getting this interview with the Mr. Moseby myself. I mean, come on. So
Thank you.
looking back, what was your favorite part about working with the cast from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Well, and I know this sounds cliche, and it's really not rehearsed. I mean, it's not rehearsed, but we were a big family. It's very true, and it's unlike any other. Certainly, I think, unlike any other Disney show that was out there at the time. And it's unlike any shows that I've worked on prior to Sweet Life and really since that we were such a fan. We would spend Christmases together. We would celebrate each other's birthdays together. The kids, I would call them kids. Dylan and Cole would come over for sleepovers and hang out. Brenda actually would babysit our girls when we'd go
Oh
out
my
for
God.
dinner. Yeah, so it really was this family that we created off the set, which was fantastic. I'll give you an example. We had to do press in New York for the New York Times, and it was for the launch of Sweet Life on Deck. And so we had shot an episode on a Friday and had to be in New York over the weekend, and then we were going to meet up again on, I think it was Tuesday. So, and I give you that specifically for the purposes of the story. So we shot on Friday, and then on Tuesday we get to the New York Times building, and all of us kind of traveled, separately to get to the New York Times
Right.
building, and we get up to the hair and makeup room, and we see each other, and so we're hugging and. Well, how was your flight and how's your hotel and blah blah blah, blah. And one of the makeup people who didn't know us said, "Oh my gosh, how long has it been since you guys have seen each other? You're so happy to see each other. How long has it been?" And I said, "Literally 4 days." Like it's not, excuse me, it's not like we had this months that we were apart, but that was the reunion every time we saw each other.
That's so funny.
So yeah, so it really was a family. And the boy's dad, who was always present, always on set, is such a good friend of ours. We still keep in touch with pretty much everybody on the show. Certainly that core group of folks, we still hang out, so it's fun.
That's awesome. Is there still like a Sweet Life of Zack and Cody group chat? Do you all text all the time, whether it's
Uh,
stupid stuff or funny things?
there, well, there is a little bit. Dylan, Cole, and I will text. I think there is a group chat with the family and Dylan and Cole. There's certainly my girls will text Brenda, and I try to text Brenda too. So yeah, there is kind of all these different threads that happen. Brenda always remembers the kids' birthdays, and it's just something that we created while we were working together that just extended throughout our lives. And, when the boys went off to college, we went and visited them in New
No
York and
way.
saw how they were doing in college. And yeah, so everybody just keeps in touch. And, we all feel very happy that we have that kind of on-set family that translated into a family outside of the set.
I love that. And I love that you all still talk to this day. That's great.
Yeah,
Your life
absolutely.
lives on.
Yes, exactly. Sweet
So
life has a
tell-
life.
Sweet life has a life.
That is there?
So tell me, if there ever were, like, I'm just fantasizing here. If there
Yes.
was a Mr. Moseby spinoff, okay, what do you think he would be doing right now?
What would Mr. Moseby be doing if there was, but I mean, he would probably be running something. Maybe, what would he be doing? Maybe an apartment complex. That's,
Oh, we're moving from a hotel to an apartment. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Maybe he goes back into the hotel industry, off the ship back into the hotel industry. It's fun to think about because, like you're saying, the character does kind of live on for a while. But I guess at the end of Sweet Life on Deck, he ended up getting married. So the question
I
is,
know.
is he a dad? Maybe he runs a daycare center. Maybe he's forced into running a daycare center. Jot that down.
I love it. That's great. I mean,
Yes,
I
no
could
notes.
totally see that. So you've traded hotel management and put your scrubs on. I know you
Ah,
in the I know we're transitioning here.
Love
See,
it.
see what I did there? Very smooth.
Absolutely.
So tell me, you're Pooch on Scrubs. You were on the original. So how were you approached about joining Scrubs early on?
Well, it was fantastic. I actually ran into Zack on the lot on the Warner Brothers lot, and I was directing a show, and he was prepping another show that he was doing, and we ran into each other, and he said, "I think Scrubs is coming back, so get ready."
Oh,
So it was, yeah, it was very exciting. I knew that there was something in the works, and whether my character would come back, you hope. I think that it certainly had a life of its own outside of Scrubs. So when I did get the call to be on the pilot, it was very exciting. And I had worked with Doozer, the company, Bill Lawrence's company that created Scrubs, and worked with Donald and Zack. I directed them on other shows, so it was nice to. It was somewhat of a reunion, but I had worked with them since we did Scrubs together, so it was nice to be back and fun to bring the character back, and yes, Hooch is still crazy, so it's
what's it like working with Zach and Donald? They seem like fun guys and they want to
they're
cause
the
chaos
best.
on the set.
Yeah, they're the best. We have such a good time. And in fact, Zach put me in one of his movies, which is, always fun when you get offered something to do outside of what you're normally doing. So, he and I have a great relationship. Donald, I directed on a couple of different shows, which was fantastic. And they really are fun. They really are best friends. But they are also very inclusive. They also bring you into the fold. In fact, when we were shooting the revival of Scrubs, every Saturday night there was a dinner for the cast that everybody would get together and just hang out and have a good meal. And that was, basically from Donald and Zach saying, we want to do this for the group. So
That's so
they're
nice.
great folks. They're great people. Zach's a fantastic director. So it's been a dream to kind of bring this role back.
Yeah, no, Scrubs seems like you just all of you have a good time on set. I mean, are you
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
fans are you scared being in the hospital or that doesn't bother you? Are you one of those people that would
Oh,
like pass out looking at blood in real life?
oh, Amanda, dare I say it? I am not a fan of hospitals.
No one is.
I am not a fan of hospitals. So I really have to get myself into the mode of, okay, this is just pretend. It's just
Yeah.
pretend. It's not a real hospital. You're okay. So, I kind of hang out with the crew members because they're like, yeah, it's a hospital. Who cares? They have they don't have to be in any sort of character. But it's, they recreated the original hospital, which is absolutely amazing. They did it down to the T.
Wow.
Yeah, every corner, every room, every nurse's station has all been recreated for the revival. So it was really nostalgic to walk through there and to see it.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
so yeah, so it's fun. I just have to concentrate on knowing that I can walk outside and it's not a real hospital.
I was gonna say, because for people that are scared of medical equipment like myself, I mean, being on the set of a hospital, that would probably make you like woozy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I certainly am able to keep it together. I think, I think about, oh, well, it's a job, so I'm going to go and do my job, and then I get to go home. So I think that keeps me kind of going throughout the day.
That's so funny. So what do you like being better, a surgeon or a hotel manager?
Oh, definitely a hotel manager. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, it's fun. I was asked about in another interview, I was asked about, working with the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody folks and with the Scrubs folks. And they're two different kind of groups, Zach and Donald and Sarah and McGinley and all of the guest stars that it's nice to see that group of people back together again, which is just fantastic. But I also have this, like I was saying earlier, this other life with the Sweet Life folks. So it's a nice balance for me. And I really enjoy, working in both kind of areas. And the characters are so different, which I love. I mean, I think that's one of the beautiful things about being an actor is that we get to put on a persona that we don't normally occupy in regular life, in real life. So it's fun to be as crazy as the Hooch character is, for that limited amount of time.
You have some crazy characters, Phill.
Yes, yes, I have created some crazy characters. I think let's look at the common denominator.
How did you come up with the voice for Moseby? I got to ask you that since you talked about putting on a different persona.
Yeah, so the voice actually, I actually kind of I created from gathering different voices. So
Okay.
there was a character years ago, there was an actor years ago by the name of Gail Gordon, and Gail Gordon was on a show with Lucille Ball. It was a show that Lucy did, I think, in the late '60s. It was after I Love Lucy, and I think it was in the late '60s. And she worked in an office, and her boss was this actor Gail Gordon, and he had this extremely affected accent, and he would talk to Lucy, Lucy, please don't do that. And I watched that growing up, and I kind of remember that. There's another actor by the name of Robert Guillaume who played a character named Benson back in the '70s and '80s, and I remember watching him. He had a very affected kind of way of talking, and I kind of grabbed from my experience as actors. That's what we do. We're imitating reality. We're grabbing from reality to put into either a show, an idea, or a character. So that's really what I did. Is I took these different, and when I read the text, when I read the script, it just kind of it spoke to me that this is how he would sound. And I don't, you have to make a choice as an actor. You don't know if it's right or not, but it felt right to me, and obviously felt right to Disney and the rest of the group. But so I kind of grabbed all of these different characters and created this, kind of erudite accent that came out, and it just ended up sticking.
I love the accent. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, everyone loves Mr. Moseby, but I want to talk to you about this guy right here.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Wow, that's back when I had hair.
I want to talk to you about that. So I feel like a lot of people don't know this. You were in Heathers. You played
Yes.
Dennis. So what do you remember most about that film and the hairdo?
Yes, I mean it was the mid '80s. I had to rock a flat top and glasses. Now I have no hair and I wear reading glasses. So I don't know. But Heather's was we had a fantastic time doing that movie. It was great. I really got to know Christian Slater and Winona Ryder. And we became friends long after Heather's had finished. And it was an interesting movie. And talk about a movie where you don't know how it's going to be received or how things are going to play. That was one of those movies where we just didn't know. We were just, we were enjoying as young actors, we were enjoying doing the movie because it was a movie. But we didn't realize that it was going to have this kind of strange kind of cult-ish following. And now I guess the musical, there's Heather's the
Did you see
music.
it?
I have not seen it yet, but I hear that Peyton List is in the
Yes,
music.
she is.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see Peyton. I've obviously worked with her a number of times, but yeah, it's the character. It's very funny. I actually was not in the movie very much, but after the movie came out, there was an article written in a newspaper in San Francisco that featured that scene. They thought it was so
Wow.
strangely odd that they would still put out a yearbook after all of the stuff that's happened at the school. So it was this, it became kind of this bizarre kind of cult movie that's out there.
I
And it
know.
was, it was fun to be a part. But that was the mid '80s. That was a long time ago.
Well, I had to bring it up and talk to you
Oh,
about the hairdo. I wanted to see what went down.
exactly. Yeah, that was a lot of hair. I was also doing another movie at the same time called How I Got Into College. So they had to make sure that the hair matched for both movies because I literally would go from one set to the other. Some days doing, working on both movies at the same time. So
Wow.
it was neat. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing all of those movies and a great time working with the people that I've gotten to work with. I'm very fortunate.
You've had quite the career. I mean, you've worked with the cast of We Love Zack and Cody, Heather, Scrubs. So what's next for you? Any other upcoming projects in the works?
Well, so we're waiting to hear on Scrubs, and if it gets picked up, which I think it will.
I hope so.
Yes, I hope so too. Knock on something. So I'll go back to that. I also have it in the works that I may direct an episode or two of Scrubs when it does come back.
Yay!
Fingers are crossed on that on that front. And then I have some projects that are in development that I can't really talk about because they're in development with other people, and we're still trying to get them going. But trying to sell some projects that I can executive produce and direct. So that's really what's happening now. And then, just bouncing around and directing different shows. Directing has really been my passion for quite a number of years. So I've had, a lot of fun directing different actors in different episodes and mostly all comedies, actually. So that's, I think certainly we need a lot of comedy today. So,
Oh, we do.
yeah. So hopefully, we can bring more out to the masses.
Well, I am excited and I hope Scrubs comes back and I want to see what you're going to direct next. Obviously, you'll keep it on the down low, but hopefully you'll come back and tell me and we'll chat
I
some more.
I think that's got to happen.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is not
Yeah.
going to be your first time on the Exclusivo. More to come, Phill.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. But before I
Good.
let you go, I was wondering if we could play a game. I do this with all of my guests. It's
Okay.
called the speed round. So I'm
Speed
going to
round.
ask you, yep. So I'm
All
going
right.
to ask you as many questions as I can about you. They're mostly like fun, this or that questions within a
Okay.
minute. And we'll see
Okay.
how you do. My
All
record from
right.
last season, someone answered 23 questions in 1 minute, which I have
Who
no
was
idea how he did that.
Who
But
was Who was
he's
it?
my friend. His name is Giacomo. He makes mozzarella cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's great. I met him when I was
love
working
that.
at Good Day New York, so it's my buddy.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
So he answered 23 questions, and I'm sick of bragging about him, and he knows that.
Well, that's a tall number.
I
It's a
know.
tall number, but I will do my best.
I think we'll do great. We'll work on this together, and we'll see how you and we'll see how you do.
Okay, great.
But Phill, whenever you're ready, I'm going to start the
Yes.
timer.
All right, I am ready.
Okay. Tipton Hotel or SS Tipton?
Tipton Hotel.
Teacher's pet or troublemaker?
Troublemaker.
Disney Channel games, yay or nay?
Yay.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No.
Your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Acting or directing?
Directing.
Your favorite hotel?
The Tipton.
Leave on time or late checkout?
Leave on time.
Your favorite app?
Oh, my favorite app. Music, some sort of music app. Spotify.
Fancy dinner or room service?
Fancy dinner.
What's your nickname?
Hooch.
Hotel lobby or hotel spa?
Oh, hotel spa.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Great dancer or two left feet?
Oh, great dancer.
One thing you can't live without?
Coffee.
London's mirror room or Zack and Cody's hijinks? Time's up.
London.
You answered 16 questions, but that's
16. That's not bad for a guy who doesn't make cheese. Thank God you didn't ask me about cheese.
But Phill, I can't thank you enough for coming on. This was so fun and honestly
Of
a dream come
course.
true to chat with you.
Well, you're very kind. I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. And congratulations on your show. It's just fantastic.
Oh.
And happy to come back anytime.